and like to kind of spin your question a little bit, like you said, you feel like equipped, like to deal with his daughter getting older and stuff like that. I just more so like for you having a son, like what's your personal like obstacles when it come to that, like as far as like how you was raised and like where you would like want to see him or help guide him, because I know you don't really want to have control or nothing like that, but like how do you think about like navigating him through that, like to not
so like the dating phase or just life period?
A little bit of both. Like I'm eager, I'm curious to hear both, honestly.
So my opinion on that would be, well, my method is currently is ever changing because I've never been in a scenario.
Right.
Two parents in a household, never been here, so I take it day by day. But my goal overall in both worlds, and like how I was raised and different things, he's gonna have a whole different outlook. I mean, he got somebody there first. Absolutely. That being there, one is just, but that's that's 10% in the battle. I'm there effectively. Like my girl just was telling me this the other day. She was like, "Yo, I did not take you to be the kind, the I can't think of the word she used, but like I'm the more like coddling parent." But I think boys need that from their dad young. Because why would I want the relationship to always be I'm the authoritative figure, I am the hater? I don't want to just be cool when I'm doing fun stuff. I want you to feel safe and at home with me all the time. Right. Kind of how some boys feel with their mother. I want my son to feel like that with both parents. And seeing him raised like like having a boy and knowing that mom is mom, like it's a competition to me on a little bit. Like I gotta fight for my love and affection to be felt because all he seeks is hers. Like now he looks for me every time I come to the door. He's running to the door, he's there, but that was a work in process. That didn't come overnight. It took me making sure he felt, talking to him a little bit. Whenever we get a moment, we just talking. And for a while they didn't talk back. Now he talk back, and now and now navigate and communicate with him. So like, and then when you go to dating wise, I want him to have respect for women, and I don't think he need like the quote unquote hoe phase. Like I think he needs just guidance and trust in making the right decisions every time without a bunch of frivolous ones. Right. Now that could still be a whole phase in a way, but that's you making clear, decisive decisions on everything you do. Not just, oh, something fall in your lap, I gotta take because it fell in my lap. And that's kind of how it was like when you out there without no guidance, because it's a lot of shit out here in these streets right now. Absolutely. These kids is dying in this city. They got all kinds of diseases and things being passed around because of the culture that is just reckless right now. There is no, like, I don't know what's up with that generation of 40 and 50-year-olds, but their kid, that kid, like the kids right now that are approaching adolescence and some 30-year-olds, some late 30-year-olds who got teenagers who are just out here doing whatever they want to do all the time. Like, I don't care what period. When we grew up, even if it was the Jets, you wasn't out there all the time. It'd be, yo, it's time for you to go in the house. Right. Yo, I think it's time for me to go in the house. These kids out till 5 a.m. catching everything. Bodies, bodies. So, my goal is to just have him be in just a whole different world. Like, I don't even want him to see the city. Like, my goal is to have so much done by the time my kid 5 to where it's like, oh, you don't even understand what's going on here. And so that's kind of like my approach to it, bro. It is different between a girl, a boy and a girl, but the differences are very minute to me. There's some things you got to do because how the world will treat women and men, but that's just a finite small box. But everything else is the same to me. I love my child. I will love all my children the same way. Like, there is no like, oh, well, daddy, daughter, she need a little bit more love. No, my son need that same amount of love. Because who wants to grow up with, like, I don't want my kid to have any chips on the shoulder from me. Point blank, period. No, he don't got to unlearn nothing from me. He ain't got to heal from nothing from me. That's my goal as a parent, to simply put it that way.
Nah, that's a great perspective.
Yeah, I love when y'all like get into that, because for me it's cool because like I still get to ask all those questions, and like I still get to.
But you get to ask, but you got like as somebody that wants that now. You kind of have to. You playing from a different game than me and Marcus, because you talking to me and Marcus. So you gaining knowledge, and you got to incorporate that into who you are. You're seeing it, the world for what it is today. You're gaining more and more knowledge, years of wisdom. And at one point, you kind of develop that. Like, you kind of have the point. Like me, it dropped, like, literally. But everybody know my story. That shit is boom, kid, life, here, and I'm working, I'm navigating through. But you got the opportunity to, like, if you want, you make conscious decisions, plan it all out from the rip, be the exact dad you want to be at the time you want to be. And that's a blessing in itself, and that's also a lot of questions that come with that. Like, where do you want to be when you have your first kid?
Right. That's one of the biggest, honestly, things to think about, because that's what I always thought about. I'm like, yo, I always said I had to make sure I was married. That was like the top thing you think about, like, first. Well, you should think about, I think. I understand people like Jay's situation. He in, like, it was just dropped on him, like he said. But me personally, like, I was saying it back then, even like my very active years, I said, yo, because I seen the situation that everybody went through, like, not everybody, I see a lot of people go through with the baby mama issues, the financial issues, everything. So I always said, even back then, as a teenager, before I have a kid, I have to make sure I have a place to stay. I want to be married first, because I don't want a baby being the reason why we think we should be together, because that don't mean nothing. Like, and then like, you just lucked up in your case. Like,
I think I did the work. I think we did the work together.
Y'all did, but it didn't. But it still didn't have to. Y'all could have just been like, yo.
Yeah.
But I had to have a car, but basically all in one, saying I had to make sure I could take care of myself first before I could take care of anybody else. Right. That was first and foremost. Now, having another child is different. Now it's like, okay, I want to be able to have this, that, and be this. But I think one of the key things Jay said too, there are some differences with having a son daughter, I think, but being black, it keeps that so much like, yo, when you go in this world, nobody may respect you, so you just have to make sure you respect yourself first. And that's one of the things. That's why I was like, I would tell a son and my daughter that, respect yourself first, because that way, if you respect yourself, other people will respect you, or it'll carry you different. Even if somebody tries to disrespect you, like, you'll respect yourself enough to handle it. But either way, like, you'll get eaten alive out here if you don't respect yourself, no matter how it is. If it's the whole phase, if it's the people just taking advantage of you left and right. It's everything. If you're on a job, everything. So that's why, where to me, it's the same. I'm going to do the same. But that perspective is great, like how Jay said, because I think a lot more people should think of it like that. Like, yo, just because I'm the dad, well, I'm talking about us in particular as fathers, just because we're the dad doesn't mean we can't give that affection. And that's why I'm like, you got to hear me say it on the phone, like, to the point I do so much with my baby. I'm like, you could have asked your mom. You went right past her to come ask me to read you this book. But I said I'd rather it be like that than not have it at all, because now I also have people close to me that have lost a child or two, like, or something like. So I'm like, so I don't take that for granted. I'm like, man. That's what I was saying. I'm like, bro, it'll be moments that'll annoy you, but you'll think in the back of your head, like, yo, I'd much rather them be here annoying me than I don't know if I'll be able to function if they weren't. Like, and that's how I look at it now.
To answer your question though, like, before, I used to feel like I used to have it all again. Like, yo, I'll make sure that I got this, whatever. I feel like I would want to just be established though, like, like how you said, like, I just would, like, if I could take care of myself, then bringing a kid, like, as far as, like, having a crib, I got my car, I'll make sure we can get around, like, everything that I got to help them be essential just to live a regular life is cool, but, like, I don't know what to think about it, honestly, because, like, my mom had me when she was 17 as a kid. You feel me? So I feel like where I am now is a testament to, even when you ain't got it all down packed, it can still work out. You feel me? So, like, and even I don't know the backstory, but looking at you, like, it's like, bro, when I'm around, I can see, bro, you ain't slacking, like, you ain't. I'm sure it took time to get here. That's everybody. We all need it, but at the same time, it's like, bro, I don't see you. I can't say looking at you and be like, damn, his son gonna have something to worry about. And you feel me? I can see. I can literally look at him like, yo, bro, like, no matter how you might personally feel, like, bro, I need more. I'm like, bro, he on a good ass path. Like so far, like, it's especially like I love for parents to let their kids be kids because y'all don't understand what you be taking away from kids, not letting them be that. Like, yo, kids are so creative, and because they still got their innocence and they still look at stuff so pure, it can help you so much because you got your own picture at this point. I'm 30 plus or I'm 40. You know what I'm saying? Like, your mind is already programmed so much, and they can just bring the innocence back to you as well. Like, yo, damn, like, I might have really been going too far just beasting, and they so happy and joyful. It's like, I need to calm the fuck down a little bit. I need to slow down, like, bro, like.
And if I could be honest, that's what it was for me. I said, yo, that's why I said she keeps me young. She helped me reach, excuse me, she helped me reach a level of creativity I didn't know I had. So that's why I was like, yo, that's why I say when I do certain things, I let her lead me. Whatever she's saying, whatever her interest is at the time, that's what motivates me. But it motivates me like, what do I want her to know? Like, how can I teach her the imprint things on her early so she doesn't have to feel things that I felt in my life? That's why I said, even before she could talk and understand, I put her in the mirror, same way I still do to this day. Look, that's you. You are beautiful. No matter what nobody says, no matter what you say. I'd sit her in the mirror since she was a baby, since I was holding her like this, literally. I used to be like, look how beautiful you are. You don't have, because I said also, I want her to understand, no matter what, you are this beautiful person. No matter what nobody else says, and also so she don't just fall for the first person and tell her that. It's like, nah, you gotta come a little better than that. Like,
I'll be right here, be right here. I'll be right here, be right here. I'll be right here waiting for you, checking on you, making sure you're on your way here. 'Cause love is here, baby, I'm right here. Spotlight, I can see you shining so clear. Oh yeah, girl, I can't wait to see exactly what you feel like. Try to live your life with no fear, 'cause you got me. I know you want me back. Took a while to call me back. Now you know we don't need that. What I need is you right here. All of this love's for you, my dear. Oh, why you gotta take so long? Tell me your favorite song. You ain't got no plans tonight, so I'll be right here, be right here. I'll be right here, be right here. I'll be right here waiting for you, checking on you, making sure you're on your way here. 'Cause love is here, baby, I'm right so fine. Even on your worst day, I wouldn't mind if you took it in the worst way. You so fly, ain't even your birthday. Heart so dry, babe, you making me thirsty. Oh, I can't stand being alone now, baby. I need you at home now, baby. Holding you tight, loving you right. We don't need to waste no time. On my mind is where you've been. Just put that thing on rewind. Put my mind, wait, let me in. Don't care if you slide to the left, slide to the right. Just let me know if you're sliding over tonight. I can put it down right. If you wanna find out, baby, I'll be right here. Be right here. I'll be right here. I'll be right here. Be right here. I'll be right here waiting for you, checking on you, making sure you're on your way here. 'Cause love is here.
yeah, I'm right here. Welcome back to King Status Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning back in. I'm your host, Mr. More the King, along with
EdBuck LC, aka Playboy Bucky. Yeah.
Jay do say take two, man. Fuck, I'm mad at myself over here.
Mr. Duce. It's Duce.
If
was
I
not
do
recording.
say so.
That was a good ass
So,
off topic moment we just had off camera guys, unfortunately, but on camera, off mic,
Off,
whatever.
yeah,
Whatever.
off audio.
So, yeah.
Check. Is this thing on?
Hey, yo, hilarious.
But thank y'all for tuning back into the King Status podcast. Yeah. Oh yeah, we need one of them buttons. Man, y'all throw them.
I have one of those buttons.
Well, cheer, but thank y'all for tuning back in. Make sure y'all still continue to tune in every Friday. Like, comment, subscribe, and just keep tuning in to us. And we're gonna keep coming with this.
Amazing, great content.
Thank you, because my mind started throwing a blank after I started hearing that reverb. But y'all ain't loud enough.
Hey, yo.
But nah, real talk. Thank y'all for tuning back in. Me, Mr. Mortar King, Mr. Durag Bucky, Mr. Playboy Bucky, and
I got a couple.
oh man, everybody got nicknames, huh?
I'm gonna unleash them as
Yeah.
we keep this going. I'm gonna keep just dropping bombs. Dropping bombs.
AKA.
Jay do say.
But just for camera purposes, because we've been here for a while with each other, you got to do the fake on camera stuff. How y'all fellas feeling?
Hey man, I'm good, man.
I'm feeling like deja vu, we working over here. I mean, honestly, I'm feeling like good. I mean, this is our seventh episode that we got technically in the vault.
Yeah.
Should be 2 extra ones, and yeah, 7.
Actually, 3.
Yeah, I was just about to say 8.
Because we still had
part 2 from that one, our first one, and then
Actually, it's probably 4.
what?
it's probably really more because he said the part 2, and I was like still talking. I'm talking about like from recording, like the first one that we didn't use.
Yeah.
Then
The part 2 joint. I don't know what else you're about to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm
man,
saying.
that
just
thing is
throwing them in
scrambling my mind. It threw me with the part 2 stuff, and I was like,
Well,
I was just thinking about it.
technically, you might be right because I got 2 episodes I just finished that's ready to be uploaded.
yeah.
Oh, I had 3. We posted the one Friday, and then we have
The one with me
Yeah.
in the hoodie we didn't use.
Right.
yeah.
So
Yeah. So we got the one we shot last week, the first one, and we got the one that we did a debate kind of on. And 3.
I've been here 100 times.
And this one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, fact. So this one, but this one going.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
Nah, but we know.
I'm
we,
just gonna
I mean-
upload them all and let Marcus pick what comes out whenever he wants.
Nah, we know. So we know when this one's coming. Like, we was having a real good topic, conversation, and all that. If you want to set that off again with that question you asked.
It was like a little piggyback off of what you asked Marcus.
So it would be, well, damn. Now it's not. Make another Mike Larry joke. God damn it.
Yo, it really did because
it was
you referenced the Mike Larry
Boys,
thing,
yeah.
the Bad Boys too.
It ran perfect.
Yo, it really
That
did.
shit ran perfect.
Yeah. But on Twitter, I have been seeing, I'm punching right here. On Twitter, I have been seeing everybody talk about their favorite scene in movies. And one of my favorite scenes is the scene from Bad Boys 2 where they're interrogating Reggie. How'd y'all feel about that situation?
I feel like we always joked on that, like coming up. Like I felt like that's really some shit that we would have did. Like
Y'all never been at, like, y'all don't got no sisters, y'all don't got no like little cut. Anybody that y'all had overprotectiveness that had to meet, y'all had that felt like they dude had to meet y'all.
In my case, when my sisters in particular, for one, that I grew up in the household with, it's age gaps and like difference and stuff. So it's like I got the older sister who's the oldest of us all. So it's more like you're not really in her business,
right.
and all that. And then you got the young sister, but she wasn't into that type of stuff. So it made it just so much easier. Because I always say to people, I was like, yo, because we got to see some of that stuff. Like, it's a gift and a curse of having like a sister your age, around your age. Because then the good is like, oh, when her friends come stay over or something, like when them later years start coming, when like you might like whatever. I seen that happen. Like we seen that plenty of time. But then on the flip, if you got a sister your age, now everybody you know in your community is trying to get at it too. So it's like, I really didn't have to do that, like until like maybe some of the older years, like, but it still wasn't like that because of the age gap. And like like I said, my little sister, she's still not one of those really, and she has good judgment, so she's not. I don't really worry about that with her.
Okay. So how
Like,
do you feel about that with having a daughter? Like, are you going to be this guy in this situation?
I don't think. I think
gonna
mine. I think mine
Scratching
would
your
be.
head with the pistol.
I think mine would be more like just of who I am. For one, I said mine would be more like 50 Cent and Den of Thieves. Like, yo, let
Yeah.
me just holler at you real quick.
Hey, yo, that was a
go
good
step
joint.
Gonna step in my office and I'm here and be nice as possible. Like, yo, like I worked on this like to make sure, but yo, like that because I feel like the way I'm gonna always say this, that's my baby. Like that's still my baby. So and I don't.
Yeah.
Like,
See, that's funny to me because I feel that same way. That's my baby. And let my baby come home telling me, yo, dad, we was going to prom and he took me in the garage with 27 uncles and they all kind of looked at me intimidatedly. Okay, cool. We going
hey, yo.
You said 27? I'm calling 50, nigga. Let's go. We right
yo.
around the corner.
Bro, that joint, it definitely is like a gift and a curse. Like, I don't even really know. Like, I feel like everything is situational for like me. I'm the oldest out of all my siblings. I got 4 sisters, so I've been a part of the goofiness, and I've been a part of like, yo, sis, you fucking bugging. So it's like I don't like for me it's situational.
Yeah,
like,
you do got stories like where you
so
had.
I'm
to,
like, bro, I didn't got I didn't got calls. It's like, yo, brother, he called me a bitch. You feel me? Oh, all right, what's his number? Hey, yo, let me. Hey, bro, no, it ain't even like that. You feel me? Did it? And it's like when you hear the backstory, it's like, sis, you dead ass, bro. Like, so it's like it's some shit. It's like, bro, like I'm a forever have my sister
You
back.
just
That's
spoke on a crazy topic right there.
No,
That's
listen,
a-
bro. Listen, I got
a
a couple
crazy
stories, bro.
topic.
I got a couple stories. I'll say this one in particular just because it's a little funny. It's out there. But it's like, yo, I got a little sister. Everybody know my little sister. She's draw ball queen. Like, she got brothers, a bunch of cousins, and where I'm from, bro, is just that. Like, you know the last name, you know what it could come with, so you gotta think. Like, you can do whatever you want to. You grown as fuck. It's just if you want what's coming afterwards, more peace to you. Like, you feel me? So for me, longer story shorter, well, sister, there's a couple times this happened, honestly, but the one particular, it's like she called me like, yo, brother, she hitting the lip, brother, you gotta see him. Sis, all right, you ain't even saying nothing. Like, you feel me? This is what we get into. Like, I ain't tripping. You my sister. I ain't even gotta think. You called me, it's up. Text me the number. Like, give me the number. All right, bet. Da-da-da. Hey, bro, I'm on my way. Like, I'm about to come out there right now. Like, don't even, where you at? Hey, bro, listen, bro, it's not even that. Hey, bro, listen, fuck all what you're talking about. Where you at? Listen, bro, like, just check me out, bro. She said, fuck my dead grandma. I'm like,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh.
no, it's
shit.
laughable. It is laughable because it's like, bro, I know how much I love my grandma. So
Yeah, I
it's
know.
like-
So you were that phone conflicted. Like,
yeah, so now it's like, damn, bro,
Like,
I could come.
what you say first, nigga? Who
it's like,
she
now-
started it with that? No,
Right,
that don't
bro.
sound
So
right.
it's like, bro,
you on the
that-
phone politicking. All right, so now what happened?
So it's like, bro,
Y'all
I
niggas need therapy.
I know my sister, so it's like now I gotta backtrack. I can't even be. I'm so geeked up now. I gotta turn down now again. So it's like, you feel me? You learn to be situational depending on who you dealing with or whatever. But like 9 times out of 10, you feel me? I'm on go off rip. But I grew, like, you feel me? As I got older, like in my high school days, I'm just going. Like, it don't even matter. But then it's like you start pulling up to scenes and shit like that, and it's not what you think it is. Now you gotta like still be mad, but can't be mad. You gotta like, you feel me? Be rational. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, bitch say fuck my dead grandma. It's like,
Sorry,
I'm liable
Marcus,
to say
this is a
anything.
tangent, but I have to bring it up
Like-
now that we're here. Yo, so like, how do y'all feel about that? Like, especially 2 brothers from where y'all from, where like women can really get your life ended or get you take somebody's life. Like you were on go because your little sister, but how much discernment do we need to have growing? Like, you had discernment there, but imagine a nigga that does not have discernment. Fuck her too. Fuck your grandma too, nigga. I'm on my way. Those calls happen.
Right.
I don't give. You cannot say nothing from stopping me on pouncing on your ass right now, nigga. And niggas like, yo, I'm really the fucking victim here. But the way our culture is, yo, women, if they say it's disrespect, especially like how you said, if you have and you got a last name that means something in the hood, that alone put a battery in her back. I can't be touched.
I think exactly. I think it will always be a conflict of if hands get put on each other, like because I said
We ain't going
that's
for that
different.
at all.
yeah, because like I said, I
will.
will teach my daughter, yo, don't, especially like by that time with these young boys gonna be like, I'm like, because how they are now, I'm like, don't
Have
put
a
your
great
hands. I said,
question.
don't.
Have a great. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, don't put your hands on no man because they're not from the time where it's like, yo, just get away or just I'm gonna call my sister or something like that. Like these young boys, they'll jump you. Like,
No, that beat your ass. I would always teach my son.
But I said,
get out.
As a father though, even if she did it first, natural reaction still may not be. Don't want to hear none of that. Like she walking in with black eye. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't care what it is.
No,
and like,
no.
and to be honest, bro,
I meant like talking.
Nah, but
but I'm saying
honest,
that's one of them like moments where it's like
it get like that. Like, cause it's like, yo, as a man, you just start to feel like, because it's your people. You feel me? You can think logical. Like, you feel me? I'm sure we done all been in an argument and make you feel like, yo, I would choke this. Like, you feel me? We ain't promoting none of that type of stuff. Just to here on King Status Podcast, we ain't promoting no violence, especially domestic. But like, it's
disclaimer
like,
right here.
But like, it's like for me, I know like my little sister got the nastiest mouth. Like, you feel me? So when certain stuff happen, I just can only imagine what she could have said. However, if you hit my little sister, I don't care what the fuck she said. She could have said, fuck everybody in your family. Fuck the kids. Fuck, I don't even care. You hit my sister's up. Like, so it's like what he's saying. It's like, bro, it's a ugly ass, thin ass line, bro. Like, between, yo, sis, like, you feel me? Behind closed doors, sis, you fucking bugging. You know, I'm a forever be there. That's, you feel me? But sis, you fucking bugging. Whatever. However, even with that thin line, it's like you feel me? A man, you putting your hands on a woman, bro. It's like, I can't think no more. Because, bro, we men, we can get shaken. You feel me? And it's almost that same thing with, like, as a homie, too. It's like, when you look up, you don't know, like, I don't know Eddie spit on this dude or nothing like because he stepped on his shoe. When I look up, I just see everybody rumbling. Right. And then you going in there.
Yeah, those situations.
So it's like one of those, like, yo, later on, I'm going to be like, when I hear the story, I'm like, bro, why would you do that? Like, you didn't have to do that. But I'm not going, like, when it's
behind closed doors, out in public.
And that's why I say, like,
out in public is definitely, we have to move with a certain level of connectivity. But behind closed doors, I mean, what happened?
I'm going to rip you. Like,
you drawing, you putting us in danger about that conversation. But yeah, I just think we need to elevate that to just the level of like, yo, let's get both parties on the phone before I act, unless it's violence. If it's violence, violence gets violence. Violence gets violence. But if we all on the phone, and I can understand that this is just a couple having an argument over, or somebody who just needs to, hey, I think I need to break up. This shit is over. On a simple, or depending on your discernment for your family, yo, this shit is over. Y'all done. Yeah. And that's it. Mm-hmm. And that can save so many lives and people from jail time and like. And I feel like what's even more crazier, like you making that point, and then it's like somebody like me as a brother knowing like I know my sister potentially could still keep fucking with him. So it's like, yo, it's so many things that play into so much stuff, bro. It's like you would love to just try to think rational. It's like, bro, I'm a man. And it's, yo, women could put that joint, put a battery in your back, gas you up, like there's so much stuff, bro. And only you can think rational, or you can be the only person thinking what's right, because you know, even with all this being said, I'm not even gonna let my sister even be in the middle with us. So it's like, even with you even throwing me in the fire, you ain't even dealing with this shit. Yeah. So it's like, bro, like it depends on the weight you hold in the situation and really, how your sister cares about you, and it's a lot. It's a lot there. Maybe we'll save it for another day. Absolutely. But that's just something I feel like we kind of need to put it into in a certain level, like the level of, because I just see so many people could pretend like, cause yo, I'm calling my brother. How are you, brother? I'm calling my pop now. I'm calling this person. Now we on phone wars. Now this is like, especially in Philly, like it's so much generational beef when I was growing up from people who don't even know why. Right. Because we called 30 people and we called 30 people, and now in that tussle, somebody got hurt the wrong way, somebody's jaw got broken. Now I hate you niggas for life. And it's so many stories like that about our people, and I wanted to stop. Bro,
no cap. Even where I'm from, it's like that. Like, some of the people that, like, my side beef with some of the people from the other side, and it's like, yo, we used to all play football together. Like we used to really be homies and shit. So it's like, even to this day, it's like I mean, I can tell you some of the stuff that for me forever be like that. But for the most part, you feel me? You ask a little homie that's 16, like, cuz why you even beefing with them? Cuz we beefing with him.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even what I asked you, bro. Like, why? For me, I understand we
Why?
all beefing, but why are you beefing? Like, you
But
feel me?
even
You don't
then, why
know
are we
you
all beefing? Shit. Well, they ain't tell me that story yet.
Yeah, so like it be crazy like that, but
And that's why I say, like, as a parent, it's also like you just pray you build them up enough where they have the right judgment, like where they have a good judge of character. I think that's one of the most important things. I think I got asked, what do you want your daughter to take from you when she's your age? And this was about like 2 years ago now. They said, what would you? I said, just to not be easily influenced. I said, if anything, that's what I want to take her to take from me and her mother. Like, is not being so easily influenced. Like, if you don't want to do something, you can say no.
ooh,
If you want to, like,
we got the
if
king right here.
if we don't like, oh nah,
Nah,
I'm on the.
Nah, cause I just thought about how many times I had like you looking at people. I did not just say no. Like that forever stands out to me. Like, cause you can't.
No, because I always say, like, especially if I answer like clearly,
Yeah.
I say, like, now if I say maybe, like if I say y'all think about it, I'm really thinking about it.
Right.
But if I give you like simple yes, no, I'm like, yo, that's just my answer. Like that's what it is. But I was like, but that's one of the things. So I'm gonna ask you, when your son's this age, and when your son's the age you are, and any other potential children, what would you want? What would you want the biggest lesson for them to?
With my
take from
baby
you?
30?
I mean, you didn't have to say your age, but like,
Bleep. Let me just take that sound bite and put it back there. All right. But yeah, I mean, when my kid is my age, what would I want him to know from me? Ooh, that's a,
like the biggest takeaway, like just you want them to have.
man, that's hard to say right now because I feel like I'm still developing that person right now. As for who he's gonna aspire to be, I'm still developing that. Like he aspires to be me in this way, or in just a simple human nature for learning and who you're around and how you want to be. But I'm saying that part of him that it's like my dad is really like I'm trying to build this picture up as big as I can and as fast as I can currently too. That when those memories start to click, and the earliest memory you can really remember, like who remembers 1 to 3. Some people do, like Sin has memories of that, but 5 and up is kind of like where that memory kind of locks in, and now I'm here forever. And I want that moment to be, the biggest I want them to take from me is that my dad was, how do I even put this in a word? Like I don't want to put. It's so crazy to sum up yourself in one word. That's a crazy situation.
But it's not so much as like what you are, Jay. I'm saying what characteristic or what lesson are you planning to teach that you want them to just take away, like when they're your age. And that's why I say, if there's one thing I just want my daughter to be like,
but
yeah, but I'm saying, like, because I feel like if you're not easily influenced,
go ahead and
you'll always navigate the right way pretty much. Not saying you'll do everything right, but that's where it goes back to, if you respect yourself, then others will respect you. Not saying everybody will just do it off rip, but it's a certain level you'll demand of yourself. That's why I said, like, ever since she was a baby, before she can understand, and I still do it now, I put her in the mirror and say, look how beautiful you are. No matter if your hair is out, everything like that, no matter what you look like, look how beautiful you are. Because if you respect yourself, then you're going to get far. You're not going to have to deal with a lot of things or low self-esteem, no self-confidence, no self-love. Because I'm realizing how important that is to have, especially for a child. Like, if you really think about some of the moments you may have not been confident in, I have a lot of them from back then where I'm like, yo, I never want her, because I could have been doing this and all that stuff. Yeah, it's still part of my journey, so it's not like I'm sitting here like, oh, I wish, but it's like but she'll be able to be the person I'm becoming now a lot sooner.
Right.
So it's like, yo, we'll be able to try anything. Like it's the same way I look back on, like, man, maybe I should have listened to my gym teacher and tried doing the high jump. I said, what if I did do that? What if I did play basketball on the team and really took it serious? and everything like that. What if the stuff like I was able to speak in a public room on a stage? What if I knew how to do that back then? So by the time I got to an adult, it'd be easy because everything, when I got to it, I realized, oh snap, it's really nothing to be fearful of. So that's what I feel like as a parent. I just want you to not be, I want you to have self-love and not be easily influenced. And that, I think that goes with being self-love. If you don't want to do something, you can say no. And if people won't like you because of it, oh well. Like, just as long, if you know what's right for you, then you know what's right for you. We all know just more what's right for us, in a sense.
I definitely like everything you said too. I like I also want to be able to like to be that person. Like everything that you saying, like how you felt, like giving them that avenue to kind of express that, so I can help them with that. You feel me?
Cultivate it, yeah.
Like, cause it's like how I always say to you, like when I hear some of these stories, I just be like, damn, I wish I would have knew about it. Like I wish bro had somebody that he could open up to that would have let it to me so I can try, like, you feel me? So just so I can hear it at some point, whether us be, you feel me, he get into that now and we can kind of like, oh shit, bro, like, well, you know, like you always been, you know what I'm saying? Like you can help yourself build up to that. Cause it's like, I feel like my mom like was so good at certain stuff like that, as far as like, no matter how I was feeling, if I like confidence wise, like I was a lot, like I was so nervous about so much stuff, right? But my mom always saying stuff like, son, you can do it. Like, you did this, and I never even, like, you feel just the little with something so little, like like when we went to Miami, she like, son, I never even been on a flight. I'm 20 years old, bro. Son, I never even been on a flight. My mom is only 37 at the time. So it's like, bro, her giving me like them little, like she helping me win them little battles. Like, oh, I never did this. So in my head, I'm like, you feel me? Not to feel like that, but I'm like, oh shit, I'm better than my mom. Like, you feel me? It make you feel like everything that they want you to be better than them. It help you see like, oh shit, if my mom never did this, well, what else did she never did that I can go do? You feel me? And it kind of open you up towards that. So it's like, if she, like her saying like, I go out there, I'm hooping. I don't know that I'm just getting lost in loving the game of basketball, because you feel me? I was just scared 10 minutes ago. You feel me? At some point I get lost in the sauce, and then she comes, son, I don't know how you could have did, like, I don't know how you playing in front of these people. You ain't scared, you ain't nervous. And it's like, if I'm hearing this from, you feel me, the top of the, you feel me, you the cream of the crop for me. So it's like, oh shit, I'm a little bit more encourageable than my mom. Oh, hold on, you feel me? It's the littlest stuff that they oh son, like my insecurities didn't fall on you. Let me help mold that by giving you more confidence. Like, yo, I could have never did this, son. I could have never did this. And it's like, now that, son, I'm watching you do this. So now I even know for myself, if my son can do this, I can do, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's cool as hell to me, like, when it comes to stuff like that. Cause it's so, like, my mom being so young and us kind of helping to grow, help like raise each other, bro. It's so dope in certain aspects. Cause when you growing up in it, it's like, damn, mom's being so hard. I'm da-da-da. And it's like, now that I'm older, it's like, bro, that was some of the coolest shit I ever been through, because I didn't even know what she was actually doing. And I'm sure she probably didn't even know completely. But, you know, she'll even say, son, I'm not the best. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing what I can and showing you what I think is the best. And I'll let you go from there. And that's even dope. Like,
and that's one the biggest lesson, bro, I can tell you, and Jay could probably attest to this. Like, I understand now when they say there's no manual to parenting. My experience is completely different from Jay's. No matter how similar it looks, everybody's is different. That's the only thing, the only difference with everything. You may just have, your child may just do some of the same stuff you used to do, but you didn't experience it. So you got to hear like your mom say, you used to do the same thing. Like, you used to be just like that, but you don't know that, like, because you was the baby too.
Right.
So it's one of those, like, but that's the biggest lesson I can give you on parenting, bro. It's really, and that's what my pop told me. It's what you make it. That's why you hear me say things like, yo, when she going too long, I start to miss her. Like, because it's like, I'm like, yo, because now I'm at a point, like, I don't know how.
I'm going too long. I can't.
I don't
Going
know.
somewhere would be hard now.
Yeah, because I'm like, yo, I don't know how I went this long without having you. Yeah. Like, that's how I be looking at it now. Like, I'm like, yo, because you became so, I feel like you've been here all the time. And like, you you're still a toddler. Like, and it's like, and that's why I say, like, and you know, like, just having nephews and nieces, like, but when it's your child and they look just like you, and you like, yo, I'm gonna always look at you like this. That's why I said my response will always be like, if she was dating, no matter who she's dating or whatever, I'm like, yo, that's still my baby.
Right.
Like that's my baby. I'ma always look at her and treat her like that. Like that. That's my baby.
I wonder like I wonder why we as like kind of as people do like get so caught up into that, because like I can't say that I know what that feels like personally from like a parental like from a parent's point of view, right? But then it's like I can look at my nieces and nephews and say the same, like, yo, bro, I literally remember when y'all was just born, like y'all little people now. It's trippy. Like I remember holding you on my chest and stuff like that. Like so like for y'all, I know it's like a bigger mind fuck. It's like you my son. Like you walking around and stuff. Like I remember you was just you couldn't say anything. Like you all you could do was look and smile, and like you looked at me for every single thing, and now like you kind of starting to not need me slowly but sure. Like
Yeah, I remember when you was still
that's so
doing your
crazy,
bid.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? When he was in his 9-month
Yeah,
bid.
yeah.
When he was doing his bid.
Bacon
But to
and
answer that question Marcus originally asked, which was what characteristics, my thing would be to only control what you can control is the biggest aspect of my life that I think saves so much. Trying to control what you think, what this person thinks, what this thing does, how this situation goes out. You can't control none of that. Every time I finish editing the video and upload it, out of my hands, nothing else. I can't make it no better. I can't make it nothing. It's done. That's that. And that to being able to take my hand off the wheel when I can and understand, like, yo, that's out of my control is what I want my kid to understand. Because we waste so much of our life stressing and worrying about other things going on in this world that you have no control over. Like right now, I don't know what's going on with these countries, but I have zero control over that. Even though I got a mic, I can put out a message and tell the people something. It is still not in my control. I can just control how I react, how I choose to digest things, how I choose to let things affect me. That's why things roll off me like fucking, like that sweaty nigga we was talking about playing ball the other week ago. Like blood brush off me because it's nothing I can control. Oh, that's just how you think. I made debate. I'm a debate. That's why I said, like, even saying like, yo, bro, you don't argue. I'm not an arguer. It's a debate to me. Once I start feeling hostile, I'm not trying to convince you off of your plate. I just want you to hear where I'm coming from, and I'm only keep going because you've ignored what I've said, and I'm trying to just get your brain to go, okay, I hear what you're saying, and we can disagree, and this is my thing, and that's perfectly fine for me. And that second thing you bring up right now with the manual, I would, even if there was a manual, I'll burn it up. There is no way I'm taking any, like, even like right now for you, I would, everything you understand about parenting, forget it, fuck it. Start at day one with you and whoever you choose to have your children with. Yo, what does it take to be a good human being? And we instill those things. All right, now what does it take to be a good family? We come up with that ourselves. What traditions we want to be, and sit down, and if y'all, I'm hoping you have the ability to where you, maybe similar to his story, you're married first and you have a certain connection to where y'all can kind of to have a nice group of period to come up with this manifesto of how to be who y'all want your kid to be, how to be who y'all want to be for your kid. And that'd be strictly for y'all. Like one of the biggest things we catch slack as, like, yo, we be like, yo, my kid not going to school till he's old enough to be like, Dad, I really want to go to school. Like, I think I'm missing something here, because to me, there's nothing missing there. And it's strange. Like, only way he would see that would be friends of family and friends that become family, and the kids that we allow him to be around speak on that aspect. But then it's still, my kid is not going, I'm not tired in school for my kid, but I want to understand why he here. Everything I'm explaining shit to a 2 and 3 year old at every aspect of my life right now. And people kind of shy away from that. But I like to be open and transparent with my kid, not too much, not to put stress on him, not stressful situations.
You ain't gonna tell him like, yo, the bills due.
No,
it's like,
fuck
you ain't
that.
gonna do that.
No, but like, dog, like, yo, this is why I'm doing this. Hey, this is what I think it is. Hey, we watching Play-Doh. Hey, yo, I love the fact that you creating right now. You know, architecture's a thing. So hey, it's just a word now, but it might be, that word might come to play at 8 years old when he's developing a building, just because he thought he liked playing with fucking Play-Doh. So it's a whole different approach to the thing we call parenting, and I love my child's mother for that. Like, being able to both agree on these accords and things that we just kind of, I'm the weird parent. I'm the outside parent. I'm the parent that people be like, oh, And they coming out, yeah, because it's different. Yeah, my kid is not about to be like, hey, hi sir, hi sir. My kid going, who's that? He going, and he probably gonna run away. I don't even know, or he gonna be interested, like, oh, people, and that's it. And he's gonna try and figure you out. And it's your job as a human being to give my kid the same respect, not my kid to come up as a full-fledged adult with, hey, how you doing, sir? You're great. You need a water? No, fuck no. I could never want my kid to be that. I'm never that. Like that.
Want a water? Fuck no. Like, damn, I was just actually thirsty.
Yo, this shit just threw me. I'm like,
Yeah.
did I hear it correctly?
Yeah, I'm not like the person saying fuck no, but me saying like that scenario was like fuck no. I don't ever want that. Like how I could, if you watching Bel Air on TV right now, how you could see how what like that show for me is good because it's giving a window of what like even what the real Fresh Prince did. When you're at that tier you want to be at, still you got to remember these core values of who you were, because when you lose that, your kids can they're learning from you and they end up losing those. Now on that show, Carlton wants to do anything to win, even beating his own cousin, instead of just understanding like, dog, what does this really mean?
Right.
I got fucking money, an award. My dad can pay for me to do all this shit, and that's not the message. But like, why would I fight my cousin who had to get it out the mud for this simple award? He is it's crazy even in that show because it seems real. Because I can imagine how that scenario, like Fresh Prince of Bel Air was a good show growing up, but that scenario, I mean, dropped into somebody's house from where you was at is terrifying as hell for everybody involved. I got this person who was in the hood in my crib. I never seen this aspect in my life before. I'm in this unknown territory. I never seen this aspect in my life before. And I think the mom in that show, even though they switched on Viv, did a lot of fucking heavy lifting to help Will's adjustment, help Carlton's adjustment. Like a lot of times, the women in our life helps us adjust to these things that we don't even see coming sometimes.
And I think one of the key things you definitely said was just it helps you become a better human being. And that's one of the reasons why too, like I'm like, yo, I feel like having a child heals my inner child. That's what I said, because when you see the young and innocence and you want to keep that, like when you're looking at them be like that, you want to keep it that way. Not saying like, the world, like they're going to have to learn everything and be part of this world, but you want to keep that, but it's going to make you happy though. When you brought up, since y'all bringing up the mothers and all that, we know this is for Mother's Day and everything, like so.
And dear mama.
And I thought about naming it so that's that's the name. But when you said her insecurities didn't fall on you. So I had that same similar story. Like my pop told me, like he was like, yo, you know what made your mom go get on the flight? Because she watched you do it. And she never thought she didn't have the courage to do that in a way. Like, so, and it wasn't until you did it. And she went to his favorite place, first flight, Vegas. Like, so I was like,
she a trooper. First flight, like 5-6 hours. That would have killed me.
Yeah, but I was like, I was so happy to find out that, I can still, like, that's when I learned people older than us can learn from us too. Absolutely. Like, just because we're young doesn't mean they can, like, especially nowadays, like, you see how many people's grandparents are on TikTok and things like that now, like, because now it's like, yo, there some people, it's some older people that hate on it, like, oh, y'all young folks, y'all didn't have to do what I had to do. But we made the world easier. And there's some people that are like, yo, I love the fact y'all made this happen, so now I can be who I am. Right. Like, and then be on camera. Like, you see people, like, who had grandparents who probably were accountants all their life, and TikTok came doing these trends, and like, yo, come dance with me. And then like, yo, that was always my passion to do that, something like that. So now you see their TikTok take off because they're so happy because they're finally being able to be them. And they get to see us be us. And I think that's one of the things I believe my mom really admires about watching me do it, because I'm able to do things. Even how she tells me the choices I made, like how she says, like, now I wish I would have did things the way you did it. Like, I wish I would have got married first, then started having children and established that.
I feel like that's kind of dope. Like, we all, I mean, well, I'm sure like parents, they already made their decisions and stuff like that. But I feel like that's kind of dope when you are kind of living out what they didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like both our parents being happy that we got on flights and feeling like, yo, like, I wish I would have did it the way you did it because whatever. Like, I feel like that's so dope to me because it's like, yo, I look up to you for everything. So it's like when you give me those like them slights for on yourself, like, yo, you was better than me in this. Like I raised you to be better, but to see you actually put it into fruition and be better, I wish I would, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's cool to me personally because it's like I want to be the same thing. And it's like how we used to say, like, bro, I feel like at this age, I done did plenty. I know I can do plenty more. And I'm like, I want to do a whole fucking lot. But I'm like, yo, if my kid could come and say that they did like more than me, I would be out of this world happy because I'm like, bro, you little motherfucker, you on to something because I know I was on to something coming up. So it's like, you know, like the way I was raised, it's like, yo, I might have not had nothing, but they was putting me on that path to like, yo, fuck whatever you think this minuscule ass place is. It's endless stuff out here. So it's like I think like that in itself is just cool as hell because
That's facts, and like you kind of control all that. Like even though like yo, you can make it so like my kid caught his first flight at 2 years old.
look,
Came to Houston, been there at 2.
right.
I've never said that. I know I went to Disney when I was a young kid, but I don't even remember that shit. And he probably don't remember that, but he did it. I got photos. I got proof
Right.
that you did this, and I just adding to that story and adding to those moments. And like for me, one of my favorite moments in my life is flying my mom to that same trip.
Right.
Because again, I had a 2-year-old, so I'm trying to have fun and need a babysitter, but I'm flying moms out. So
Yeah, the
like
whole
that
family.
that and my little sister came. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a great time. It is a good thing to do, and it's something I aspire to do more often because I think you kind of need that. Like a big thing for me is yo, family trips were like we went to AC. For you, that was like I'm home. For us, that was like oh we're somewhere, and that kind of shit is great, and it built character in those ways to have you feel like you're on like you're somewhere else foreign and you got to navigate and you get to meet different people, but that
Right.
was fucking down the street. Like him going 5 hours to Houston or him going to Vegas eventually with us, because that's a big moment for my family, because like this all started here. Vegas is big for me because it's a hold on my life. It was something that was great for the experience because it was an experience I never thought I'd have. Like somebody that's anti-work a job paying and flying me out at that time, being that young, is like, oh shit, I was a great moment. And then for this to happen, like that's a powerful memory for me. And I want my kid to take part in that memory of just being able to be tied to the place where it all started for us. And it just brings a great aspect to like family and what you can do when you like take that responsibility of being a patriarch.
So what would y'all? Because I know we still talking about us a lot. What would y'all say one of the biggest lessons y'all learned from y'all mothers?
Still learning.
For me, honestly, like because we were so young, like she had me so young, we really like helped grow each other up. Like so like for me, I feel like one of the biggest things is just like the level of understanding that my mom has is second to none. And it throws me. Like, and I'm talking about some stuff, it's like, yo, mom, how like, and she be like, yo, she got like her peace level versus like how you would normally be. It's like, mom, how you raised me and I got this little bit of anger. Like I would say fuck everything and this and da. And but when I go to you, it's just like, son, let it play out. Let God handle it or whatever. And it'll throw me, but it's like I need that because you know she's the one that knows how to tap into me. So like for me, I would just say like one of the biggest things, like my mom is just so understanding. It helps me understand stuff that I can't like that I wouldn't try to normally understand. It helped me sit back and I'm like, man, if she can be this cool about something that is so effed up, I know I can take that and with everything that she helped me be better than her, like as like in other aspects, I know I can take stuff like that and everything I can take it to the next level because she prepared me for it, but she also helped like she helped guide me through it because we were so young. Like everything, every fight that I've been through, I can honestly say like she helped helped walk me through. And that's just a testament to her. The same way, like, yo, I might have been young, I might not have had the support, but that's not going to deter me from being who I need to be for him. So,
and I think because mine is of course like when you push hard and work hard for something, like, and not making excuses, not complaining and all that, because I'm like, she got a lot she could have been complaining about, and I was like, but I never heard her like complain or make excuses and all that. And I think one of the biggest things now is, even as an adult, she still believes in me. Like even like everything, every endeavor, like she'll say like, yo, I'm proud of you, and is happy to see me, like, and you've been there for certain moments, like cultivate like the dream immediately.
Yo, I literally just told this story. I'm sorry to cut you off. I forever tell this story real quick.
She loves when you tell that story.
I just said that too because I was saying that when I talked about it at your wedding, Joe, and she was so happy. So I'm gonna double down on it. Shout out Aunt Kim. I love you forever, forever, forever. Longer story shorter though, bro, she helped us with the dream. Like, she's the reason why we became everything that we was faster. Like, you feel me? We went to a little studio, whatever. We played the song for her.
Yeah, she heard the song.
So cool. We go back, play her the song, whatever. She fucking with us already. Cool. Then it's just like where y'all record this? Oh yeah, we went to such and such. Oh, y'all had to pay money? Yeah, it wasn't really not about nothing. It's like $40 and whatever. Oh, okay. Cool. How much y'all say it was? Like, and I swear it was like literally the next day we go in the Guitar Center, get all the equipment. Oh yeah, so what would they need for a studio? And it's like I'll never forget him. I looked at it, I'm like, oh, it's lit. Like,
yeah, because it's even, like I said, even now, it's still those like, yo, one thing I can say about my mom, she always did believe in me and allow me to do it too. Like, of course, and like how I give game is like how she would give it to. She'll give me the real, but it's more like just know what it comes with. But if this is what you want to do, do it.
I don't, bro. She's sacred. She always gonna have a sacred place for me too. Cause like, bro, I got all the support, but if somebody, you feel me, dive in and show you like, all right, I'm gonna show you how much I support you. If you don't think, no matter whatever you think, when somebody show you how much they believe in you, bro, it take you there. And I definitely feel like she the reason why you probably went so hard like that, or you feel me, you just became that animal that I grew to see. Cause it's like, yo, it's like she probably the first person that subconsciously gave you that, like, there's no excuse now.
You know what? You probably right. Because now that I think about it, that's probably where that mentality came from. Of if I believe in you and I say I want to see you win, I'm gonna help you get there. Like, I may not do everything, but I'm gonna do something to help you. Like, whatever I could do to help. But I'm like, even now, like, I'm like, yo, I was like, yo, I still feel like she still believes in me as like no matter what I try, no matter what I do, oh, you got it. Like, I'm proud of you. You got it.
So I say before Jay, before you go, because you just said all of this, I'll get back to mine's last. I don't know if you was gonna do that later. I'm gonna just say it.
What?
Give your mom her flowers right now, like, if you could.
Oh, I thought that's
no,
what I
I'm
was
saying
doing.
like no, absolutely. I'm saying no. I know that part. I'm more so saying like,
oh no,
like a piece, like your piece, like, just for me, you ain't
oh
got
no,
deep
because
into it,
no, I'm saying like, because it's very appreciated, because even in this big age that I am, it's still very much needed. It still feels good knowing your parent is behind you and everything. And
it's like you forever feel like a kid to them, kind of.
yeah, and I think
That's how it should be.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know if y'all feel like this. I say, and again, even I think the same thing, bro, is like, I'm like, yo, even though I'm at this age, physically bigger and everything like that, so it's like I will protect my mom more. Like, now, I say, but it's still like every time I'm around her, I still feel safe. Like, I get this safe feeling, like yo, I can't nothing touch me, like, because my mom here. Like,
absolutely.
I was about to say, I don't know if y'all be feeling that same thing.
I definitely feel like that. I just feel like it's like it's a feeling. It's like some type of feeling you just can't describe, for real. Like, for me personally, like, the last time when I had told y'all, like, my mom came up here and stuff like that, it was like when I seen her, it was just like I just felt like something just was let go. Like it was like some type of chip, like some type of chip, just like got off my shoulder or something like this. It's like everything just, it's like some type of release. Like I literally can't explain it. It was just like some type of release. Like I just felt so just like, and it could be that like I just probably just felt like how you said, I probably just felt so safe that's probably just, I don't got to worry about like being the protector for my woman. I don't have to worry about, you feel me, making sure like, yo, if anything happens, I'm frontlining this, you feel me, or whatever. Like
Even though you still would,
yeah, I
but
was
it's
about
like
to say, even though the same, but it was like how you said, it was like, yo, just seeing my mom, it was just like a like
so
Mr. Duce.
I'm about
Yes,
to
sir.
say, you all right? Like,
Yeah. No, y'all was going in. Y'all was going in. I just was basking in all the great mom talk. And to answer that question, like, what's the biggest? What was the question again? I feel
Like
like I
one of
just
your
missed the
biggest
questions.
takeaways.
Okay, what's
like that you learned
from my mom? My biggest takeaway
All while
from
giving
my
the flowers.
my biggest takeaway I learned from my mom, man, it's so much, but it's never to lose faith is like the biggest one. Like my mom does not lose faith. Like she works, she prays, she like God is her rock, and that aspect is something that I still grow to achieve because she just has so much of things that I can't even put into words to say. Like I'm stuttering right now. It's hard to even put all that the woman has given me my entire life because I'm rebellious. I'm the one that's going to be away. I had to learn differently. I had to do this, and even in those still moments, for the time we had, it was always a lesson being given that I caught later on. Like it was.
I'm super in that place now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I was
it was stuff that could have saved me so much grief, so much stress that I could have homed on to. Like, hey, you might want to just pay attention to this. Hey, pay your shit. Pay your you gotta pay that shit now. Don't even think you got this master plan. Don't rob Peter to pay Paul. Don't
hey, yo, it's an insider why that's funny to me.
Don't-
Right,
don't take life for granted. Like, yo, appreciate where you at. Like my mom's one of the people that will cuss you out but give you the world. And it took me a while
my mom the same way.
it took me a while to grasp the full aspect of like, yo, this is your process and I can understand it. Why? Because before you give someone the world, you want to make sure people understand what, like, I'm giving you this, but yo, this is the situation you put me in. This is this is that. And to the point for me as a keeper, I don't want that shit no more. But it'd be like here, even if you didn't want to take it, it'd be in your book bag. It'd be like, oh well, thank you. But it was the aspect of understanding why she did that. For like, it was trying to give those lessons through those messages. Whenever, even though it felt like at times you might have been in this alone, you weren't. Like she came to my aid at every time I've needed it. Like, and biggest thing I learned from my mom is to always be there. Like my mom, I don't have to worry about her missing a text, not answering, not calling back. My mom was there. With shit, bit dark. Those times when you get that jail call, the numbers you know by heart, especially when you a young boy, and the number you know by heart is mom's. And hey, answer, come, figure out, pull the money from here, get this. You need this. In situations when it was just I was down and out of my luck, and that's all I had, and she came through.
Yeah.
So it's no, like, I'm still learning to this day because it's just different ways of doing things. And I mean, the biggest thing I learned from my mom is never stop learning. Like, that's something I stand by myself, that's ingrained, that kind of come from her. Because even in her and me being this old and the world being this changed, she's been so progressive in learning. Like the things that she's apologized for so much that today's parents from our beat would think that's just they still right on and didn't learn from. People are still raising their grandbabies how they raise their kids and didn't learn from. Well, maybe I didn't learn from that struggle of though I was struggling and that's why I had to make these decisions.
Right.
And now
Instead of this being the right way.
and now at this age, I understand like what the sacrifices had to be.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it's a lot of things I don't falter on because I was like being a parent and being on your own, everything like that. You understand a little like I can understand why you may have worked this much, especially like, and I'm like, I have one child.
Right.
He has one child. I was like, I can't imagine at that time, like having that many at that young age, like, which I ain't gonna say, but I'm gonna just say my mom had me at 21, but I'm not the first child. But so I can't imagine. Then other things that I know she's been through, even things I just found out. I was like, dang, if I would have known this person did that to my mom, I would have probably never gave them respect. If I would have known that. But it's certain things because I watched her give so much. That's why I can understand where it might be right now, where it's like, yo, she tried. Not with us. I'm talking about with other people. That's why I said, like, yo, she'll cuss you out, but she'll give you anything. Like she'll just to make sure you're good because she knows what it's like to
you
not
gonna
be
get
like
this
that.
cuss out though.
Yeah, like I don't know. I always said like the one thing I always say when my mom's mad. It was one time I pulled up from work. I hear her from the window. I said, yeah, let me go to the store. Let me wait till like, cause I'm like cause I was like, cause for the most part she be chilling, but I'm like, no, when she's mad and like that, I'm like, oh no, it's best just to stay out her way. Like, let me just wait. But
that's different because me being the oldest, I didn't stay out the way. I'm the pushback. Like a lot of my sisters give me a lot of stick and growing up because I go to back for like, yo, you doing too much. Right. Yo, this was unnecessary. Yo, this and even her in that moment to sometimes take what I was saying and be like, all right, let me maybe take a beat as a kid. Like, how does this kid know the fuck you talking about? But that's all from her rate. Like, hey, there's a nicer way of doing this situation, but I understand why you're doing this way because you're scared and you want to get this message off as however you want it, the fastest way you can get received because you had to work. You raising 3 kids dolo. You gotta do like you don't have no time for yourself barely, so you don't have time to sit here how I am with my one kid every day learning the same lesson till we get that lesson over the hump. You had to get us. Hey, I ain't got time to play. We got things to do, people to see. Life is going, and I want y'all to still take part in it, and it was still allowing that. Like I had a lot of freedom, and I'm grateful for it. It's a great,
and that's why I always say like I was given freedom enough to where I didn't miss out. I still had like parents to be on me, just not. But I was like, but they gave me enough freedom, so I didn't feel like I was missing out. So that's why I wouldn't say I was sheltered or nothing like that because I was able to be out late and do things as long as I let it be known like, hey, I'm gonna be over Eddie's house, or can I just stay over his house? I'm like, all right, cool. Like just let me well, thanks for telling me, and just let me know when you heading back or whatever it was, like whatever the case may be. But
I feel like who's gonna keep going?
Yeah, I was dang, I just because Jay says something like, oh no, and the understanding part, because that's one of the understanding things too. Like, yo, I want to make sure you're safe, but I don't want you to feel left out, like you ain't part of. Then you gonna be climbing out the window, sneaking out, going to do whatever you want to do. So I'm gonna give you enough freedom to where like, so I understand like, mama, like one of the biggest when I really learned how understanding she was is because I mean this story. I just started telling this story again. I think I was in like I forget what young grade it was. I don't know if it was 6 or 7, one of them. And somebody said something to me in class, and I was like, "Shut the fuck up!" But you know, it ain't like we wasn't saying that back then, like in a cool way. Like, man, shut the fuck up. Like we wasn't doing that, so it was like a shut the fuck up.
You was irritated. You was
teacher.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Nah, I don't think I yelled it, but I guess I said it loud enough.
Yeah,
I said it loud enough, and the teacher heard me. So my mom, like, she found out, and when I got back from school, she was like, the first thing she hit me, but she said, "Now, what did you do in school? Because every time you do something, I tell you I'm gonna find out." I said, "Nah." He said this. I was like, and I said, "Shut the fuck up." And she was like, "Well, next time you gonna cuss somebody out, can you do it more discreetly?" Like that's when I learned what discreet meant. Like in that moment, she was like, "Well, if you gonna cuss somebody out, can you just do it more discreetly, please?"
And it was those moments where you kind of get the like me and my mom like sharing the laugh, sharing the like just certain things like just help shape and mold you to who you are, even if you went against some of it.
Yeah, because she understands, like, understands, like, all right, well, if somebody was saying something to you and that's how you responded, like, what can, like, I ain't gonna be mad about that. That's the same reason why I said I'm teaching my daughter, like that respect your eldest thing go out the window when they disrespect you. I said, I was like,
that's
no.
out the window for me, period. Respect is given to those who give it.
Yeah, and that's what, because, some people, like, I know a few people that still live by the respect your elders. And I'm like, no, I'm teaching my daughter respect who respect you. And I said, I'm your dad, and I don't have the right to disrespect you. So I give you have my permission to not take that from anybody.
Yeah,
Like,
he know he would not. I wish you and don't try to ever discipline my kid like it. And at the back to mom's, like my mom kind of came into like grandmotherhood with so much grace.
mm-hmm.
Like it was something that was sprung on her, and she just took it. And my son or daughter, she is like the only person that's ever watched my kid overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been so much of a grace and helpful to us. And that process kind of heals some of our trauma from before. Like for me, like my mom is what we called her. My mom and papa is what we called our grandparents, and my son calls her mom, my mom. And when she asked, that shit almost made me cry. That shit was like, damn, you want him to have like kind of what like you want to be that person who was like everything to me. Like Mother's Day for me is big because it's a big day for my grandma too. That's my rock. That's my heart.
Mm-hmm.
So like her asking for that was kind of like, yo, like. It hit home like yo, because you know who that person is to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So to have that same name is different. Like a lot, like some parents don't. These grandparents they don't call grandparent. Call me Auntie Tony. That's
I ain't
it.
gonna lie, I don't think my mom wanted that, but I just said grandma. Like it's just because then not to mention like the bonus moms, like the mother-in-laws and everything like that. How much still like they help. Like we're still that nurturing feeling of like, yo, I still feel like I got another mom too, like where it's like a and then even sometimes like your mom, I'm like, yo, sometimes like when I'm around her, I be expecting to take heat the same way you do. That's why I said like that's why I said when I was like, yo, I already knew what it was that day. I was like, yo, I know I'm already about to take this heat, but it's like that respect because that motherly love they still gave, like that they give. And everything like that we can all still need definitely still as men regardless like because it goes back to that thing Jay said like yo I don't like who can I be a baby to, not saying we going like oh mom you gotta feed me and stuff, but it's like yo who can I still feel like remember when DMX said that on like when he said like we all have to be somebody's baby and all that. That's the reason why I say, like, when I'm still around my mom, I still get, like, a kid, like, I feel so safe. Like, I can't be touched. Like, nothing can touch me because my mom's there. Like, and all that. And like I said, the bonus mom thing, but.
That's mother, like, I didn't pick her in a sense, but I did.
Yeah, because sometimes, like, how we say, sometimes men, like, depending on the type of man, of course, we fall in love with that. The mother we can see, the potential mother we see, also that like that's part of it. Like we're like, yo, is the head on the shoulders good? Like, is this somebody I would want to have a child with? Like, if I had a daughter, would I be okay with her growing up to be like her? Like, is this a good person, or does the person just make a good partner? Right. Which a lot of people don't think about. Obviously, like does this person? And like you said, you never know until you really in it, which is why I always say going back then as a culture we don't ask the right questions sometimes. Like we just got that physical attraction. Ooh, that sounds like sex.
Hey yo.
Well, nah, we just like so some of us just go off that, and I'm like, nah. I always was like going back again. I say, yo, before I want to make sure I want to be with this person first before I have a child, because I don't want the child to be the reason why we try to make it work. He just lucked up, like, and his like, you know, them stories don't always go like that. Rarely ever goes like that.
Please believe me. Nah.
98% of it don't go like that, like the way his go. And sometimes it still be cool. It's just like, yo, wasn't what it was meant to be. Like we weren't meaning for that to happen. It just happened. So we're still cool, but we understand how certain nights go. Like, so we never like planned on that, but we just stuck it out. But it's one of them things like I was just more like, no, because I always liked the idea of really having a family.
Yeah. For me, like it was like, you know, a couple of times I was in that headspace of like, yo, I want to start a family with these women or whatever. Like, it's definitely like everything behind, like how y'all say, like everything that go on behind the closed doors, like them long talks is like you really picking that person's brain, like like being a tester, what you said, like asking them certain types of questions, like because it's definitely some things like people can answer to, and it'll tell you all you need to know about a person. So like,
Stop collecting red flags.
nah, real talk. Like, and I'll be the first to say that too. Like, as somebody that normally just like love to look past red flags because of like I'm like that rebellious type of thing. Like, yo, I love to try to find the good and the bad, like type of shit. But it's like, yo,
Gotta try to find the good in the bad.
it's crazy.
Let me flip the question for you.
Flip the question then.
What attributes do you want in a woman to be the mother of your child? What are you looking for? And what characteristics of a woman? What is that person to you? What do they have to have?
So like, for me, it's like it's like the littlest. It's everything more so for me as at the moment because I still got to get there or whatever. But like it seemed like characteristics. Like I need to know like what type of person you are, how you like. For one, can you even hold yourself accountable? Like that for me now, bro. The big age that I'm getting to, like, bro, I need to know like if a woman can hold herself accountable, that specifically alone can start a lot. Like it can tell me a lot off rip. Like, all right, if you can hold yourself accountable, you can, for me, you can help a kid, good and bad, when you know, like, damn, I might have led you. I personally, you might feel like, damn, I might have led you down. You feel me? Not the wrong road, but you feel me? Just like like, damn, this wasn't where I wanted you to go. Let me help you get back on the right track. Just little stuff like that. It's, just like patience. It's so just like so much stuff with your character. Like, I need to know, like, can you how you hold yourself towards certain stuff, like how you gonna accommodate to certain stuff, how you gonna hold yourself accountable for stuff. Can you hold someone else accountable without taking it so far? Like, it's so many variables, like, but I think for me at the moment, because like I don't know what else, like outside of like the small talk or whatever, it's just like not even small talk because all of that stuff is huge, but it's just like your character. Like if I can see the type of person you are within your character, how you go about certain situations, how you if you get flustered doing certain stuff like this, like all of that type of stuff, bro. Like I pay attention to it all. I'm hard on women, so I already know like it's gonna be tough anyway. So
The only reason why I would say don't try to keep that mindset completely, because a lot of things change when a baby comes. Like somebody who isn't patient, oh, they're gonna learn patience
Yeah.
with a child. When some people have turned, like they turn immediately from selfish to selfless.
Absolutely.
So it's certain things that do change. I always say like it's a lot of things that didn't hit me till I watched her come out. Like
sure.
I said, as soon as I seen the head, I was like, oh, it's all real to me now. And then because one of the biggest things I have done, which is probably why you see the relationship me and my daughter have, like it's like completely, is because I was like, you know how sometimes like Jay, like you gotta do the skin to skin, like mothers do that, but you gotta do it as a man. But I was like, the one thing I always say is, because I can never have children, I have to believe what women say they feel like, and especially if they're all saying the same thing, like, oh man, like I gotta pee every 5 minutes, oh my feet are swollen, all that stuff, I can't really move, my back is killing me. And I heard that multiple times, having a sister that has had children, other females around, female friends, and then like being in the situation yourself, that's when you do realize. And I'm like, yo, I have to believe what they're saying. Like, so if they're saying they feel like this, but at the same time, I use that moment, like, so when she's tired and when she was tired like that and everything, I took that into consideration. She was carrying the baby around, let the baby out. And then I'm like, you know what? This can also allow me to establish myself as a father, because a lot of people don't do that. They just put everything on the mother, which I do see. And I'm like, yo, nah, let me establish myself as a father. And that's when like I was doing like the skin to skin as well. You see me in so many pictures at the hospital, like I'm holding her. Not saying like she didn't do, but I was like, yo, while she was letting her get her rest, I'm like, yo, I'm still a parent. So I was like, in that moment, I was like, no, it's time for me to establish myself as a father too, and definitely give that feeling you always like. I know me and actually like all three of us pretty much yearn for. But that's gonna be another topic on like fatherhood and like really like as a father. But that's just how I felt as a parent. Like, yo, it's not just on her. Like, and I think that's what you should think about too when also picking someone is just the thought of like are their characteristics, you make them understand this is our child. So like everything ain't just your decision. Like
Right.
like because some people, like some women, they weaponize children and everything like that too.
Absolutely.
So it's like, so that's why I'm like, yo, no. That's why I was like, I'm not saying I thought that was in a character, but it's just more of the let me establish myself as a dad. So regardless, you can try to weaponize any way you want. The child ain't never gonna look at you like that.
Yeah.
The child always gonna still be like, no, I'm trying to go over there. Like
Right,
it's like a so that's why I say like, but some of the stuff you said, I was like,
Yeah.
a lot of things change.
And
when it
that's
happens.
why I always throw in stuff like that. Like when I said, but I don't know because I'm not there yet. I have to throw it out those disclaimers because I'm like, yo, I feel that way right now, and it's like I always felt the same way. Like how you said, it's like, yo, I feel a lot of stuff, but it's like, yo, I know I can say all of this right now, and then if I get a call, I'm like, yeah, it's that time. Like I know for because I feel like that right now, so I can only imagine. And I got you as somebody to be a prime example for, and some other people that I know like that I'm close with that I I use even my little sister as a prime example. My one little sister didn't grow up nothing like how I did, which I'm happy for her. She didn't have to see and have to go through half of what I went through. I will forever be grateful for that. However, it does leave you for that like, damn, if things was to get this serious, I wonder how she would get. And I always tell my little sister, like, yo, sis, I'm so proud of you. Like, I watched you become everything that you are today. And I would never say that I didn't have faith because who our mother was. Is just like you ain't grow up like hood in certain situations. So I don't expect your mind to go like this to get like this. So it's like if you was born in a if you a suburban kid, it's like you can only think suburban in certain aspects. So it's like for me,
And not to cut you off, she had the sister you talk about. She had accountability around her too.
exactly.
And,
So
and you one of them too. Like she
yeah,
had like that accountability. That's why I said, well, my little sister,
right, yeah,
she don't move like that. Like so, it's
mhm,
like I didn't really have to ever do that with her. Like because
yeah,
I was like, yo, she don't, and she's a good judge of character. So even some of the stuff she's saying, like she says, I'm not dating somebody to be their mom, like and
mhm,
stuff like that. Like so,
yeah,
just little things like that. I'm like, no. Every time we talk, she got a good head on her shoulders.
yeah. So like 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 now to see her like my little sister, she got a couple kids or whatever like that, but she's really an amazing mom. And
Mhm.
then like I said, it's not that I didn't have faith that if she would have been or whatever. It's just the I don't know. Like you feel
Yeah.
me? And it's I watched my little sister grow up a certain type of way, so it's like, dang, sis probably gonna be a little ditzy one, whatever. So it's like for her to prove me wrong, I'm just thankful for it because it's like, yo, I'm even with some of the stuff that happened, I'm like, damn, I done gave her a little talk, like, yo, sis, I'm gonna give it to you G5 because this is how I am, and you know how we feel. It's like, bro, ain't nobody was as cool as us around that time. That's how we felt anyway. Like no matter what's actually going on, like I felt like nobody was as cool as we was genuinely. But so I'm like, yo, give my little sister a talk or whatever, and then I get like I know people that try to talk to her and they like, yo, your sister the curve queen and stuff like this. Like, oh, all right, my dog ain't out here. Like, you
Mhm.
feel me? So I stuff like that. I just like,
No,
I
it's the same way I heard with my aunt. Like when the old head told me, he was like, "Yo, they only know your dad to be with her." Like
yeah,
it was like, "Yo, she was the same way."
mm-hmm,
I was like, "Well, that's good." Like telling them, like, "Yo, that's my family," and all this.
yeah,
Like so, it's
facts.
like ain't got that stain. But at the same time, like parenting changes a lot of people. It's
Mm-hmm.
some people from around the way too that was part of the community that was like they was out there, and then they became parents, became mothers, and I was like, oh, they're actually great mothers.
Amazing.
Like,
Yeah, facts. And I had this conversation recently too. I was saying like I think it's dope to see like people kind of just flip that switch. Like it ain't like this real as hell now. Like you feel
mhm,
me? It's like how you said. It's like yo, you watched your daughter come out. You already knew it was real and everything. It's like yo, when you watching her come out, it's like that switch come on. It's
mhm,
like oh, this is real. Your mind is active now. Like I know exactly. Not you don't know exactly what you got to do, but you know where you got to be. Like so.
But and then at the same time, even with who you choose to have a child with, like you under like they build that bond. Like it's growing in her. That's why I said that's why I sometimes tell women, I say, yo, sometimes you gotta understand, like, to us, it doesn't necessarily become real till they come out. See, they're growing into you, they're kicking you. You feel them. Like, yes, we see them and hear the heartbeat, but at the same time, you actually feel them. So it's like, that's why I said, when I saw the top of her head, I'm like, oh, this is real. So now I'm damn near over the doctor's shoulder, like, I'm like, oh snap, like, cause now it's already like, cause you waiting for them to pull them out, and it's like, yo, cause now all that parental have is immediately, well, can they breathe, like, that stuff, like, I'm about to freak out, like, but
I think about that every time. My fault, real quick. When I see it, like when babies come out and stuff like that, they still a little blue, and like the doctor pat them so they can actually, like, it jolt them woke. And I always think about that part, like how I feel like, bro, don't fucking. And I'm like, I'm sure, like, granted, I'm sure it's probably not as deep, but I know, like, as a parent, it probably definitely instantly just get like
no,
that.
because no, it might not be that now, only because when because I was told the reason why they cry is because now this is the first time they get air in their lungs, so that opens up, like, so that shit hurts, like, so that's why they're like. But I was like, my baby didn't even really cry that much. She barely did, like, cause I got her on camera, so it was like she just did the initials. As soon as they put her on her, she was out. My big baby.
Yeah, he cried a little. He cried a little. Like, after, it was so much of a hectic, joyous moment, because it just was like first time experiencing something like that. I can't even. I gotta watch the video myself. I gotta remember when I don't remember when did he exactly cry, because, like, like that umbilical cord thing, kind of like I was zoned. That part had me locked in. Like, I gotta make sure my man cool. I can't like I'm not where you say at, white lady. I move like 5 feet more. Like,
No, you definitely be like, I definitely was the same way. Like, cut right here, right? Like you said, short, like right there.
I'm gonna give him some space.
Nah, they damn near did the, like, put their fingers in between, cut in between.
Yeah, no, he pointed right to it, and it's so much of a joyous occasion. Like, I like that. I don't like. It's something like I can't wait to experience again, and because I'm in a different spot, different mind frame, different mode in my relationship. That, like, again, it's gonna be even grander because of just where we have grown and who we become to each other in this time period. So
yeah, because I do the grandfather, and they say he passed out, like, when he when he had my wife. Then but I was like, yo, because in that moment too, you think you don't really know how you're gonna be. You swear up and down you're gonna be in there jumping around and all that. But you'll be so much in awe sometimes. Like, that's why I was like, I say, yo, like, I actually, as soon as I seen the top of her head, it was really like,
she's crowning.
Yeah, but like, yeah, because I kind of did. But I was like, but I was like, this is real. Like, this is real. And then, like, I'm like, I didn't know. I probably seemed so regular, but I was so, like,
about to say in your
wow. Like, I think I went and sat down, like, for a moment. Like, I was like, yo, I have a child. Like it still tripped me out. Like, I'm like, yo, I'd be like, yo, some person really calling me daddy. Like, the way I looked at my mother and stuff is how this person looks at me. I think that's one of the craziest feelings.
So let me ask you this,
but blissful.
How does it feel to be somebody's superhero?
Hey, yo, how does it feel? I mean, it feels like you got to get up and go do it every single day. Like it's something that I can't even take grand in the feeling of it. Cause I gotta live it. I gotta do it. Like, it's work. Like people, you could be any kind of parent you want to be, but if you want a parent like me, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of care. It's a lot of understanding. It's a lot of checking yourself. Like, like, I'll think to yell and be like, "Can't we not doing that?" Because that's not even. Why are you yelling at? You don't even do that. Why you doing that? Because of just condition of how you was parented, and you think that's going to get across better than how you've been doing it, but it's not. It just takes a little bit longer your way, and it feels like how I would compare superhero is a good thing for me too. How I would compare it to kind of like how Superman's approach to the world, being that he knows he can end it all if he chose to, but he has that like love and compassion for humanity is just like reinvigorated for me. Like I love people more because of my kid. Like I could not really give a crap about the next man, but my kid being on this planet kind of changes my approach to how I walk through this earth. How much care I need to put into the world to try and make it a better place for him.
Yep.
And that's my thing about it. Like that would be my like point of it. Like it feels like you got to care for the world because it's going to be his. Like a lot of people joke like for some things that's going on, we not going to be here to see it. Like artificial intelligence going crazy, but I gotta know enough to educate him to be able to be the Sean Connery of this generation if he need to be. If it's transformative, if it's Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, guys,
Terminator.
Thank you. I couldn't. I don't know why Transformers first thing that popped in my mind. I just saw that fucking Beast trailer. But if it's that time, I want to be able to. Hopefully, I prepared you for that time. Like whatever time is coming, I gotta prepare you for it, and I gotta do my best to try and alter it. Like even podcasting and doing this is me helping alter mindsets. If one kid around any age catches this and it alters the mindset, it did something for me. It did something for him. It did something for the future of your kids, whoever kids going next. Because having a kid, you can't. The world can't be. I can't have the world be dangerous. I don't want it to be. I don't want him to have to live in a world where you got to worry how we have to today. So if I can just do a drop in the bucket to help alter that, it would be great.
I would say to piggyback, I agree with everything he said. Like, so it definitely makes you having your child look at you like a superhero. It's almost like having a good pressure. It makes you a better human. But at the same time, it's certain things like I didn't allow my daughter to truly see how down I was simply because some people may disagree because of sometimes you gotta let them see you vulnerable. But at the same time, if I'm the strongest thing they see and I'm always down or something, or I'm like letting life beat me up, that's how they're gonna handle it. If I'm the strongest person they know, and they're like, wait, well, that means that must be super heavy because it's still beating him down. Right. Like, so I must it's nothing I can do. They'll start believing it's nothing I can do about that if this person's getting taken down. So certain things why I kept that like, no, I'm always even if I'm down, and your children know it. They'll know it. Your pets will know it. That's the crazy thing. Like they'll know when your energy ain't there. So it's one of them things like, so I always want to look like the strength, especially being the father. Not saying the mother can't do this as well, but showing them that strength. And then going back, the other thing you said is I feel the same way. No matter any kid watching this or a kid watching this I feel like they kind of become my child at the same time because I'm giving them the game that I'm gonna give my child. And how you said, like, you want to make the world or at least you start with the community you're in to make it better for your child. And that's why I get on this camera and do that for these young people, because it's really one of those, like, too many lives are being taken. Too many of these young people getting taken from us. And I'm like, yo, saving one life is a lot. Taking one is too many. So, and that's how I look at it. So I try to really be that for any young person around. That's why I say when your son's around me, I carry myself a certain way still, because I'm like, yo, if you're not here to do that, I become one of those next few male figures in line. Like, or not even if you're here or not, it's like okay, this is who my dad's around. So these are the people I learned the characteristics of who he's around too. So it becomes that. So that's why I say I walk a certain way. I carry myself a certain way. So your child, my child, anybody around me will, hey, carry yourself with royalty. Respect yourself. Love yourself, because it's going to help you. I don't want none of y'all to go through none of the feelings I had in life, because then now I'm going to be able to watch y'all take it to the next level early, because now I can help y'all with the mistakes, beat the mistakes before you get to them. As long as you listen. But that's how I always feel when I get on this camera. Like, yo, somebody's child is watching me. Some young dude is watching me. So how do I want them to understand? And that's why I'm telling them, like the same way we're telling you, it's the same thing. I still feel that way with him, like how we're telling him, like, yo, because he doesn't have this experience yet, yo, there's no manual on it. So just take bits and pieces that you can and make it your own. But I can't tell you it's going to be like this because you never know. Everybody's child is different. Your child's going to act like you. My child acts like me. And sometimes I'm like that.
No, real rap though, and that goes to like, and you can write your own manual if you like. For like, if you feel like you want a man, you can start today. Like, yo, this is Eddie's kid parenting manual. Hey, when I got a bad day, that's real rap though. Like he like the things I might have done differently with different time. When you got a bad day and something to go back on, look, hey, it's 10 years later. Hey, I knew this day would come. Yo, at 10 years old, I knew I was like this. Give him some grace. Or I knew I was like this. Let me look a little deeper. In those situations, it's big to have. If you can get a leg up on the game, always take the leg up to me. And to what you were saying, kind of like how you got to be there. I think it does take a village. Like it takes a village to really do this. And superhero thing, like it takes a Justice League. Like, you got to have some super people in your kid's life to help. When those moments they feel like, even as a parent, you could be as open as you want. Your kid might choose one thing to go to somebody else for. Hey, Uncle Marcus, doing this. My dad busy, or I don't want to ask him this yet. This is kind of early. Like we talked about this in ages and stuff. Whatever it may be, what you think? And having the know with all the trusted people around you to be like, all right, I don't even got to know exactly what he said. That I know it was great because we built that rapport and that timing.
Yeah, and
I
like
think
you
that's
said,
beautiful though.
yeah, and like you said, it's like they can come to somebody for different things. Batman can't fly, Superman ain't rich. Like it's like, but you can learn something from each one of them.
Yeah,
so
but Superman could be rich.
here we go.
He could be rich. He chooses to be.
I was about to say, no, the way that you saying that though, I look at it like this. I'm like, when they use that kryptonite, Batman can teach you how to whip some ass though, because nigga, you all that shit gone. all that shit done up. Like
that's a whole. That gave me to a thing with Superman, man. Like, somebody just asked on. This is off on a tangent, real quick, small one. Somebody on Instagram just asked, or Twitter, was kind of like, if superheroes. Like, yo, why is every Superman movie corny? And it's because of that fact. He's so overpowered that every movie guy can have kryptonite in it to depower him so you can fight him. You never get to see Superman just go fully rage out. Like, it's a animation. It's an animated TV series.
like when they woke that nigga up.
Yeah, like one in the Justice League, when he snapped on them. And, like, it's a drawing. Like, even in there, though, he noticed until he pressed restraint. Even though he was angry and upset Kryptonian. They're just seeing him fighting Apocalypse, and he kind of like tell him like, "Dog,
I know what you're talking
I have
about.
never been able to fully get my shit off, but watch, I feel like you can take it." So like, and you done dished out some major shit, and I'm about to beat the brakes off of you. And he descends to just let loose, and it's so much of a crazy like just like, oh shit, like, yo. And that's the thing. What I would think to be like a good Superman movie would be, yo, give him that time to. You don't really get Superman to talk a lot. Like I think there should be some monologues there and show the human characteristics of this alien who's not from this planet but has adopted us as his home world. And has choose to lead with love for each and every human being, and not be like, I want to kill everyone, I want to lock everyone, even though I could end all this shit at any time I chose to, you bitch ass niggas. But I'm nice, and like even for those stories to where, and that's why I love the Joker as the villain, and that's my last thing, that he can even get anybody. Like his goal in life is like, yo, no matter how big of a high horse you are, you're still a regular person. Even Superman in his situations has moments to where he has to go home and feel angry, upset. The world ain't going my way. Oh, I could have saved more in all these moments, and you try to act so holier than now for the cameras. And the Joker's a character that I don't bring you to my world, and whatever it takes, I'm bringing you here now. Superman, he always goes the furthest extent because he know that's like his end game for himself. Because like every time the Joker kill Lois Lane, Superman kill that nigga instantly. He'll find him. It's a scene where Batman is like interrogates nigga like, yo, why did you do that? You know what's going to hit, and Joker's like, man, I don't give a. Hey, I just took your golden boy. All this is because you bitch ass nigga. You think you so perfect? I'm gonna take your favorite person. He's the best. I'm taking him down to my world, and I'll do whatever I can to bring him here. And Superman busts through the wall and like put his hand through his head, easy, no, like butter. you bitch ass like, and then look at Batman like, yeah, it's over for all y'all. Fuck humanity, you bitch ass niggas. And it's a great time to have.
All right, well, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Went on. Feel like we've been talking forever. Probably because like the
Shut
technical
up.
difficulties.
2 minutes.
But we want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. I know y'all probably like, yo, they went all everywhere else. Like, but we thank y'all for tuning in. Is there anything last thing y'all want to say?
I'll just say this like real quick. Shout out to my mom. Like, I watched you work 3 jobs. I used to watch you come in like while I was doing homework 8 in the morning just to give me a hug and switch between jobs. So like, happy Mother's Day to you. Like, you'll forever have a special piece in my heart. Not just because you're my mom, but just the sacrifices that I watch you have. And yeah, that's it. I just want to say I love you, mama. I made it.
Love your mama. Love all the mamas, the ones that I call mama, mom, all that. So
I was confused there. I'm like, who?
but nah, like
is
no,
it
because
everyone?
I gotta give a shout out to my mother,
Mm-hmm.
who I love dearly. I gotta give a shout out to my bonus mom, who I love dearly. I have to give a shout out to who I call mama,
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
go
mother of my child, who I love dearly, love of my life. And
And little mama, who you created.
anything else, Mr. Duce?
If you say so.
I'm not gonna go to every single shout out to. I'm gonna say it this way: shout out to all the moms in my life that helps me every day, either better my child's life, my life, or the life of anybody I come in contact with. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for the things y'all have instilled in me and the people around me, the things you're trying to instill in my child. I appreciate the love that you've given, and I hope to one day be able to give it to you back in tenfold.
And we're gonna wrap it up there.
Cue the claps.
Cue the claps. Cue the claps.
I mean, cue them so y'all can hear them. I got y'all. Y'all stop talking.
Cue the claps.
That's the new one. That's the new one. Cue the claps.
It's about to be another 20-year joke. But
Can y'all hear it?
no, but it's cool as long as
wow.
they hear it.
Okay, well,
But
they
thank
heard
y'all
the
for tuning
claps.
in to the King Status Podcast with me, Mr. More the King, and
Playboy Bucky EdBuck LC. You already know.
Jay Duce.
Mr. Duce, if
oh
he say
dang,
so.
oh no, what's going on? But
Oh, I'm like, did
thank
the
y'all
camera
for
die?
tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe, and tune in every Friday for a new episode. Peace and love, everybody, and remember, no one can fit the crown that's meant for you.
But